We kickstart your day with our headline pick with the top stories making news.
Then we go deeper in our story pick where we break down issues that matter the most to you.
From the Health Desk, we share simple tips to keep you healthy and informed.
Or plus a fitness minute to get your body moving before the day begins. And trending now, what's hot on social media?
Hello Zambia, my name is Amina Mutambo.
And I am Maluba Mwanamuchende, and we bring to your screens the ICU TV Breakfast Show. Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us once again on the Wednesday edition of the ICU TV Breakfast Show, and where we bring to you nothing but the best of the stories. Get to talk about the headline pick, where we look at some of the stories that are making headlines on social media and in our various local newspapers and all. And also, we get to also look at the story pick, where we just dive deep into the stories that are making headlines, get to analyze them and look at what exactly is in them. And just in case you want to contribute, you can call us on the numbers that are on the screen, and also comment in the comment section below, and we'll be able to read out your comments later on. I'm your host, Maluba Mwanamuchende, this morning.
And I'm your host, Amina Mutambo.
And of course, very soon we will be going on the into the headline pick. Later on, during the show, we're going to look at also the fitness minute, where we get to talk about fitness, gets to see if you are fit. And just in case you want to contribute, please do make sure to contribute. And also, we have the health desk and what's trending on social media, just to see what we have rolling out on social media. Of course, we've got a number of things that are happening, but we'll get into details very soon. So for now, we're just going to short break, and we'll be right back as we dive into the headline pick.
We kickstart your day with our headline pick with the top stories making news.
Then we go deeper in our story pick where we break down issues that matter the most to you.
From the Health Desk, we share simple tips to keep you healthy and informed.
Or plus a fitness minute to get your body moving before the day begins. And trending now, what's hot on social media?
Hello Zambia, my name is Amina Mutambo.
And I am Maluba Mwanamuchende, and we bring to your screens the ICU TV Breakfast Show.
You're still watching the ICU TV Breakfast Show Wednesday edition. Let's get right into our headline pick. Not forgetting, I'm your host, Amina Mutambo, but for now, let's get into our headline pick. HH calls for urgent global debt restructuring reforms.
And 11-year-old boy killed in crocodile attack on Lake Kariba.
And 12-year-old boy found dead in suspected suicide in Mwinilunga.
While government strengthens disaster response amid floods.
And in our sports front, Tenan Chilura appointed NAPSA Stars head coach.
All right, and government urges the public to adhere all cholera safety precautions. That's in our health segment. And now I think we'll just delve right into the headline, the story pick rather, just to analyze and see what we have on today.
And our first story reads: President Hakainde Hichilema has called for urgent reforms to the global debt restructuring system, saying Zambia's prolonged negotiations under the G20 Common Framework expose serious weaknesses. He said the country lost nearly 3 years in complex processes that could have been used to drive economic growth. The president stated that slow negotiations put pressure on fiscal space, investment flows, and social spending. He emphasized the need for a faster, more predictable, and transparent system and indicated Zambia's interest in hosting the Secretariat of the Borough's Forum to strengthen coordination among donators. I beg your pardon, to strengthen coordination among data nations. We have details in the following report.
And we want to see accession quickly. We don't want to talk about this thing and talk and keep attending conferences, Secretary General, and yet, the man in the street can't feel the benefit of the mineral endowment that we have. And I'm sure you know that now the African continent has awakened. I'm just from the AU, and we're speaking one language now, that we cannot continue exporting raw materials for centuries. We cannot. And we will not, and we don't want those discussions that lead us into that. We want discussions that lead us into accession to extraction, responsive extraction, and we'll get to that a little bit later, but also to process, to value add. And that will add growth to our economies, to add jobs, to add business opportunities, and more importantly, to add revenue, treasury revenue. There is no complication around this issue. For us, we are clear this is where we should be. And when we say that, we are not against others who have been doing business with us in one way for centuries. We're not against them. Because when we, as Zambia, get stronger, it improves the way it does business, it will benefit.
All right. Well, that's an interesting one. I feel it is a good thing that it is being brought by the President of the Republic of Zambia. It's important for countries to come together in order to, drop down these issues that are coming up. And now, in our next story, an 11-year-old boy of Namazuma, beg your pardon, fishing camp in Chipepo village, Kwembe district, has died after being attacked by a crocodile while fishing on Lake Kariba. And the incident occurred on February 15, 2026, around 1700 hours. While the boy had gone fishing with his 64-year-old grandfather, Gordon Mijelo, and other juvenile family members using a dragnet. Well, during the activity, he slipped and fell into the water and was seized by a crocodile. Well, other fishermen in the area launched a search operation, and the body was recovered on February 16, 2026, around 10 hours, near the same location, and was identified by the grandfather. This is such a sad story. I do not know why. Sometimes, people will have proper understanding and will be given precautions over
Of the water
such
bodies.
areas, but I do not know if we're going to call it ignorance. Can we call it ignorance?
To some extent, I feel we can call it ignorance, but also, I think if we look at it on the other side, it's a survival mode. So maybe this fishing was done for survival. Well, it's.
Are you going to risk your life?
No. Well, it's we're risking a life here, but I would just urge the public or fishermen and people going close to water bodies to just take preventive measures and also understand the water bodies that they're going to do their activities at.
Especially, I feel I do not know if these people are, helped with knowledge, or maybe we have some sort of campaign, or what do you call it, sensitization, just to make people understand on how dangerous such situations can be. Because this is a life that has been lost. We do not know if it is the first,
A young life.
and it could not be the last. So we urge the people in this particular area and all the areas that are dangerous that please do take extra care. This is just such a young person that has found themselves in such a situation, and it is quite sad. Please do take extra precaution in whatever you do. Make sure to follow guidelines. You know that this is a dangerous area, and so no matter how survival mode you call it.
Yes.
I feel still, even as much as certain things are going to, you feel you just have to. Let's take extra care. A life being lost, that's such a sad thing, and we don't want it happening to another person.
And indeed, life is very precious. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's to the communities. Let's sensitize the communities on the water bodies and how exactly it is. Moving on to the next, on another sad reading, a 12-year-old boy of Muwozi area in Chief Chiwaka's chiefdom in Mwinilunga district, Northwestern Province, has allegedly taken his own life after being reprimanded for stealing 100 kwacha and a pack of biscuits from his mother. The boy, identified as Justin Samanyawu, a grade 1 dropout at Muwozi Primary School, left the village after being warned. He was later found hanging from a tree in a nearby bush between 7 hours and 9 hours on February 15, 2026, and his body was discovered by children who are playing in the area. Police visited the scene and found the body still hanging about 200 meters from the village, and investigations have been launched. I think this marks a very sad reading. This is a 12-year-old child who is being reprimanded for stealing 100 kwacha and a pack of biscuits.
But the point of getting to commit suicide.
It's very, very sad that a 12-year-old boy is committing suicide.
What's going on in this era? How is it? Can we say there's a lot of exposure that's leading to even young people knowing about certain things? Because you won't tell me a 12-year-old boy will just wake up and think of going to commit suicide, especially in such a way.
And this is not the first one. This is not the first one of its kind where such a young life is, committing suicide or attempting to commit suicide. Would like to hear from you watching in the comment section. What's your thought on this issue, and maybe a word from the parents? And would like to hear your thoughts. Do leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we'll be able to read them out.
And please, parents, in as much as we take care of our children, I think let's teach them certain things that will make them understand. Because the stealing part, sometimes children feel, I'm not an expert, but I feel certain children feel like they could be lacking something. That's my perspective. They could be lacking something, and that's the reason why they will go ahead and do such vices. But to some extent, it could also be peer pressure. So let's also understand and know who our children are hanging out with. Let's create time to be with our children. Let's create time to interact with them, so we understand where they're moving at. Because most in today's era, most parents will not have enough time for their children to an extent where not until something happens.
That's true.
That's when they will get to stampede and try to bring out a punishment or something to the child, which is not.
Also, to our parents, as we reprimand our children, let's make sure to be soft and not use very harsh words, because words sting in the mind. So let's be very careful with how we talk to our children, be it our peers, our friends, our colleagues. Let's be kind to one another. You may not know what the next person is going through. Be kind, smile to the next person. You might not know you're saving the next person's life. So let's be kind to one another.
All right, please do make sure to drop your comments in the comment section below, just in case you have something to contribute, and we will make sure to read them through even as we get through the show, and could be even in the other segments that we're going to be having, or in this some stories that we have been bringing out so far. And now we get down to the next story, that is government has stepped up disaster response efforts to support communities affected by heavy rains and flooding across the country. Well, Vice President Mwanamuchende says the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit has continued to coordinate relief operations nationwide to assist affected families. And relief supplies have been handed over to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit to strengthen response and recovery efforts in flood-hit areas. It's so sad that some people want the rains, and in some areas
it gets very bad. Yes.
And I do not know now which side I'm supposed to be, because to some extent I'm a farmer. I want the rains, but to some extent, sometimes being
communities
in
are getting affected.
Of course.
And with the cyclone Gezani coming in, we're experiencing a lot of floods. We have rainfall almost on a daily basis, because in other parts of the country it's raining every day and there are very high flooding areas. So we appreciate that the government is coming in for the
in terms of
yes.
supplies, relief
and
supplies.
also relocating the affected parties to a safer place, and also supplying them with all the goodies and everything that they need in the meantime. So also, as we build our houses or try to relocate to areas, let's ensure we understand or maybe check the geographical background of the area and see how safe it is, or maybe away from water bodies, avoid flooded areas.
But of course. Well, this is another one. Okay, I think this is isn't this where we come to the end of the headline, the story pick?
Yes, and you're still watching the ICU TV Breakfast Show. You're watching us live on ICU TV. Leave us your comments in the comment section. We will be able to read them just right after this break. Stay tuned.
The Information and Communications University is complementing government effort in promoting legal and safe mining for all Zambians. ICU is offering a short practical training course to artisanal and small-scale miners and those who intend to venture into mining. This training covers identification of rocks and minerals, mining operations and equipment, health and safety in mining, environmental protection, licensing and compliance. Qualifications: National Registration Card NRC. Apply now at www.icuzambia.net. For more information, contact the ICU School of Mines, Department of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining at +260 763 302 596 or +260 973 263 492. For analysis of mineral samples, contact the ICU School of Mines Laboratory at +260 973 263 492 or +260 977 833 434.
We kickstart your day with our headline pick with the top stories making news.
Then we go deeper in our story pick, where we break down issues that matter the most to you.
From the Health Desk, we share simple tips to keep you healthy and informed.
Or plus a fitness minute to get your body moving before the day begins. And trending now, what's hot on social media?
Hello Zambia, my name is Amina Mutambo.
And I am Maluba Mwanamuchende, and we bring to your screens the ICU TV Breakfast Show.
We are the dreamers reaching for the sky. At ICU, together we will rise. With knowledge and passion, we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building
as a best graduating student, Masters in the School of Humanities. Hi, I'm Genea Moyo, and I am ICU.
We are the dreamers reaching for the sky. At ICU, together we will rise. With knowledge and passion, we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building
as a best graduating student, Masters in the School of Humanities. Hi, I'm Genea Moyo, and I am ICU.
Welcome back, and you're still watching ICU TV Breakfast Show, the Wednesday edition. And we're still going into our headlines, our story pick, but now we switch and we go into our health desk. What do we have on our health desk today?
Well, this morning, on our health segment, of course, we understand that we've got a number of cholera cases that have been found, and they keep increasing. And at this particular moment, we see now the Ministry of Health, bringing out as much sensitization as they can, talk about this particular issue. And it is quite amazing, unless you cannot or you try to act ignorant, I should say.
Ignorant is the word.
I mean, this is cholera is not a small thing.
No, it's not.
We've heard of deaths, people dying from this
cholera.
particular thing, and it being a rainy season, it's very easy for a person to find themselves getting sick of cholera. And of course, looking at, I mean, just in case you want to find out more information on these from the experts, well, they say you can call on just call the number, dial the number 909, and you'll be helped out with whatever information that you need. And just tips this morning just to help us understand on how to curb or how to avoid getting sick of cholera. Please do make sure to boil your water before taking it.
Yes,
Yeah.
so boiling your water or chlorinating your drinking water is safe. Also, ensure to wash your hands with soap after using the toilet and before every meal.
And every meal that you want to take, please make sure to warm it before having it, because we do not know where you're placing it. Just make sure to warm it and have it. If not,
And covering
cook
it too.
please.
Yes, ensure to cover your food because we do not want flies coming from, we don't know where going to sit on your food. So ensure you cover your food, boil your water, your drinking water, or chlorinate it as well as heat your food before eating it.
And then, by looking at these from the Ministry of Health, they say protect drinking water from contamination by stirring it in a narrow, naked, and covered container. Please, 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 please. These are precautions and health guidelines that we should make sure to adhere to, because it's not just they are doing this because they care, and we also care, and that's the reason why we are bringing it out to you, because a loss of life is something that's not so cool.
And if you feel any cholera symptoms or signs, please ensure to visit your nearest clinic or health facility in your area.
All right, and that's it for our health segment. For now, we're going to a very, very short break as we get down into our sports day.
Welcome back, and you're still watching the ICU TV Breakfast Show, and now we get into our sports segment. What do we have on our sports segment?
Well, on our sports segment this morning, NAPSA Stars have appointed Technical Director Tenant Chiluba as head coach, following the departure of Sifo Mumbi after a mutual separation. Well, the club has also restructured its technical bench, with Zedi Saileti appointed as first assistant coach, and Wokigan Siabene as second assistant coach, and Philip Banda as goalkeeper coach. Well, the changes are aimed at strengthening the team's performance, restoring competitiveness, and delivering results that match the club's ambitions. Well, we hope these changes that have been made are changes that are going to push the team forward. Some people are bringing out their views, on the
Yes.
negative side, and
Yes.
some are positive about it. But we hope for the best for the team going forward.
We sure do hope this restructuring is for the best, but as of late, I think our under 20 teams, the Zanaco football teams, have been participating very good. Their performance has been very good in the recent matches, especially in the second league that they were qualifying to against the Zanaco FC.
Mm.
So I think we're headed to a very good direction, and I think we're coming to the end of our breakfast show. But maybe before we go, we can take a look at the stories that made our headline peak today. And the first one being HH calls for urgent global debt restructuring reforms.
And 11-year-old boy killed in crocodile attack on Lake Kariba, such as that story.
And another sad reading is a 12-year-old boy found dead in suspected suicide in Mwinilunga.
Well, and the government strengthens disaster response amid floods.
And on our health desk, the government adds to all cholera safety precautions.
Of course, and well, in our health segment, we also looked at how you should keep yourself safe amid the cholera outbreak that's happening. Of course, being rain season, so make sure to keep yourself safe. We care for you, and we hope you do make sure to adhere to the guidelines that have been given by the Ministry of Health. Otherwise, this is where we come to the end of the ICU TV Breakfast Show this morning on the Wednesday edition. Do make sure to catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here at 8 hours. And also, that is on our social media platforms. Please, Madam Mutambo, give us the social media platforms where people can find us.
On Facebook, that's ICU TV. You can as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel, that's ICU TV. So for YouTube, that's ICU TV, and on Facebook, that's ICU TV as well. Please do make sure to like, follow, and share our platforms.
Well, of course, I've been your host this morning, Maluba Eric J. Mwanamuchende. Allow me to say goodbye.
And I've been your co-host, Amina Mutambo. Have a great day ahead.